Welcome back to Coach's Corner, everyone. Basketball edition. I'm Therese Marslek today, right now joined by Coach Scott of the women's team. Thanks for being here with us today.
Sure.
All right, let's dive right into things. You have had a great start. You're 5-0, right? Or 4-0, I'm sorry. So you lost 5 seniors last year, but you're still coming out on top. What do you attribute that to?
I think it attributes to the leadership that we brought back from last year's team. I also feel as though having a winning season last year, the underclassmen were able to see what it took to get 20 wins and get to where we need to be. So I think it was a combination of the attitude.
Okay. Now, you lost Tally and Rachel, and they were definitely your 2 key defensive players, and losing them was definitely a loss on the court. How did you come back from losing those 2 such great defensive players?
I think we continue to are continuing to get better in that side of things defensively. I feel as though the people that are into the games right now, the underclassmen who didn't get that experiences defensively, they're starting to catch things sooner and continue to get better in that. I think losing them to the intensity and their reactions, I mean, you have to, attribute to them, but I still think that we have some people that could step up and fill those roles.
What do you think is the biggest difference between last year's team and this year's team?
I think the big difference is the team chemistry. I think this year we have 12 girls that have 12 girls that have a great attitude and are willing to sacrifice the stardom for the win columns, and I think that is a big difference, and that's why I think we are where we are right now.
Now, you don't usually see a freshman coming in and starting games, but this year you have Caitlin, and she's starting most of your games. Why? Like, what sticks out about her?
I think her attitude, her work ethic, and her toughness. I think she understands the game, and out of the freshmen has really developed quicker than other freshmen have, but she is a tough player, and I mean, she is a pure point guard and handles the ball well and is stepping up into that leadership role a little bit more. She still makes her freshman mistakes, but I think the difference is her teammates don't get down on her. You know, she turns the ball over, she still goes and gets the ball. She's not afraid of turning it over. She wants it back. So
you seem like you have more depth to your bench this year than you did in previous years. Like, you're using a lot more players. Do you think it's because they've improved incredibly, or do you just need them to start stepping up?
I need them to start stepping up. We can't rely on 6-7 people to play 38 to 40 minutes a game, so we need, and especially the foul trouble that we have been getting into, that hasn't really helped us, but it has given some people off the bench to step up and get some playing time, which in the long run, when January and February comes down, it's going to help.
Now, looking at your statistics, your rebounding is doing great, but one definitely that's not good is your turnovers. How do you go about fixing that?
I really think offensively we're putting up a lot more points than we ever have done so, but I also think it's losing 5 seniors, losing 3 starters. It's just everybody getting used to everybody's, the chemistry offensively. And I think that has, in turn, hasn't helped with the turnover rate issues. I think we have Caitlin as a freshman point guard who was, like I said, is going to make freshman mistakes. We have, Lynn who is getting more playing time as a sophomore. She still is making freshman mistakes because, she hasn't really played. So we have a very young team. We have, only 2 seniors and 1 junior out there as a starter. So, we're still making those, young mistakes that we...
Right. Now, one thing that people don't really notice is that your assistant coach, Coach Miller, she does a lot for the team. Now, just tell us a little bit about her and how important she is for you and to the team.
I think what Coach Miller kind of brings is I'm the yeller, I'm the screamer, and she kind of calms people down, sometimes even calms me down, as much. And I think being around for so long and knowing the girls, she's been here just as long as I have as a head coach. So knowing you guys and knowing what motivates you, what doesn't motivate you. So it's kind of, we have good chemistry as coaches, so in turn, it just goes on down the line.
Right. Now, every single person that's played has been able to step up and make big plays and score points for your team. But one person that definitely stands out is Emily Ackerman. She's almost at her 1,000 points. How crucial is her role on this team for this year?
I think it's very crucial for her to be consistent every game. We're going to have to offensively be consistent is important because we need someone else to step up. Okay, we need a couple more other people to step up, but her giving us those automatic 18 to 20 points we need. So if teams are going to focus on her, which in turn is going to open up things for other people. So her being on the floor, her staying out of foul trouble, her vocal leadership is very important for this team.
Now you start your pack play at St. Vincent this Saturday. How important was it winning against Worcester yesterday to go into your season with a win?
It was extremely important, especially on the road, 2 hours away, 7:30 game. I mean, it was very important just to come out, even it being a close game, us having that confidence to, every close game that we have been in so far, we've been able to pull out. And that's huge, having such a young team who hasn't been in that position as much. So hopefully, especially our defense, it'll continue for Saturday.
Now, what do you see as being the biggest threat whenever you go into your game against St. Vincent?
I think us, I think they're bigger. I think us out-rebounding them. We got out-rebounded against Worcester. So I think us rebounding and obviously us taking care of the ball and being aggressive offensively. I mean, we went to the line like 23 times in the second half and against Worcester. I think that was a big key for us.
Okay. Now, just one last question. Going into your pack season, who do you think is your biggest competition?
I believe it's Thomas More and W&J. I'm kind of on the same level, just because of their matchups, their roster, So I think those are going to be two huge games, competition-wise. But I'm still not going to say. But Bethany, I'm concerned about them. We have Waynesburg, and especially Teal, who has Amber Broderick, who could drop 50 points. So
right.
I think it's going to be a long year.
Right.
So
they're all important. Well, thanks for being with us today,
Sure.
Coach. After we come back from commercial, we're going to be with Gina Brunetti, a guard on the Westminster ladies team. So we'll be right back.
What would it mean to you to have the most updated hair wardrobe using Paul Mitchell? Needing a change or just want to update your style? Then call the Right Place Hair Salon. Their staff has the newest techniques and color formulas for the latest hair collections. The Right Place is a Paul Mitchell focused salon that not only creates new hair and confidence for you, but also offers tanning and waxing services. So if you want it done right, call the Right Place Salon, 724-946-9299, or check us out on the web at therightplacesalon.com.
I'm starving. I love being hungry because when the mom in my family's on the go all day and comes home to our hungry family, I know she's going to serve up Augustine's Italian frozen pizza. The smell of roasted garlic, fresh mozzarella, and zesty marinara lingers throughout the house as if we lived in our own Italian village. And the best part is Augustine's frozen pizza is made right here in Newcastle and can be found in our local grocery store. 6 varieties of Augustine's ready-to-bake pizzas. Love being hungry. Love Augustine's frozen pizzas.
Welcome back. Right now we're joined with Gina Brunetti, who is a junior guard on the Westminster team. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
All right, you are a junior, as I just said. Now, how has your role on the team, being an upperclassman, changed from last year?
I think that the upperclassmen really need to set the tone for games, for practices, and just let everybody know how we do things here and stuff like that, just trying to be leaders as much as we can.
Right. Now, you were named captain. Did that come as a surprise to you?
I was surprised, but at the same time, I was really honored and really excited about it. And, it's really nice having 2 other senior captains. They've really helped me out, letting me know what I need to do and stuff like that.
So what do you see as the biggest difference between not being a captain this year and then being a captain and having people look to you to be a leader?
It kind of made me nervous at first. It certainly makes you make sure that you're giving your best at all times. But really, I just tried to, keep doing what I've been doing the past 2 years and just be a leader to the other girls on the team.
Now, you guys are 4-0 right now, which is great. Congratulations. What does that feel like going into each game knowing that you are doing well?
It feels really good, especially because I feel like we've played well in the games and we've also encountered a lot of adversity, and we kept our composure and really gutted out 4 hard victories. So it feels really good. It gives us a lot of confidence and makes us excited to go into our pack play being undefeated. So
now, going into each game, you come up against different types of teams. Some are tall, some are shorter. Now, at your tournament, you played 2 completely different teams, Penn State Altoona being a small team and Alfred being a larger team. How do you change your game plan, you personally and as a team, going into 2 completely different games within 2 days?
I think the girls that we have on the team really allow us to do that. We have really strong guards, we have fast guards, and then also we have some, like Emily, she's really valuable because she can play guard and post, and then our post players are really strong. So just having the depth on the bench and a wide range of players really allows us to match up well pretty much against anyone.
Now, with each game you played, I heard that there was that, after you win, it's great that you win, but there are still many things that you can do better. How do you take that criticism and apply it to your practices after each game?
Well, we really want to be, obviously, as strong and as good as we can be, and there's a lot of pride in our team, and I think everyone works hard every day, and we really want to be the best that we can be. So we take that criticism in a positive way. Like, this is what we need to do to achieve our goals. So we just try to listen to what the coaches say, and then every day in practice get better at what we need to get better at.
Right. Now, speaking of criticism, I heard that you guys heard that W&J was talking some smack on you. Now, how do you respond to something whenever you hear about that? You were at W&J, you heard that they said something about you at the tournament. What goes through your head?
Well, it's kind of funny. I don't know. We use it to pump us up a little bit, and I'm sure we'll be thinking about that maybe when we play them later in the year. But mostly, just we use it as motivation and kind of laugh it off, though, in the end.
Right. Now, you go into St. Vincent this Saturday. Last year, they were a pack provisional member. They didn't really count towards your wins. Now that they do, what is the feeling?
Just like pretty much any other pack game, I mean, we do approach every game like it's a big game and like it's the most important game of our season. We try to approach every game that way. But them being in the pack really does increase, the, necessity to win, I guess. So there is an increased, need to win, but we approach every game like it's a big game, so nothing new.
Now, I know that last year you blew St. Vincent away both times, and you're going into Thomas More, Grove City and Thomas More, 2 of your definitely more competitive teams. So how do you feel that going from an okay team to going into 2 better teams makes you feel?
Well, we really try to focus on our play and not necessarily, the other team. We want to focus on, especially our defense and rebounding. Those are our 2 main things. So we really try to focus on how we feel like we're playing and things that we need to do, things that we need to get better at, and stuff like that.
All right, now this is the rapid fire question time. So you just spit out answers as soon as they pop in your mind. Okay, your quietest freshman.
Roseanne.
Most improved player since last year.
Lynn.
Okay, loudest player.
Emily.
Player with the best hair.
Therese.
And most outgoing freshman.
Caitlin.
All right, well, thanks for being with us, Gina.
Thanks for
Right
having
after
me.
break, we'll be right back with Coach Ondeko of the men's team, so stay tuned.
Ice skating, what a great form of exercise and fun. And there's no better place than Hess Ice Rink in Newcastle. Interested in figure skating or hockey? Come in and be part of our Learn to Skate program, open to all ages and skill levels. Hess Ice Rink, the home of the Hess Hockey Association and the area's largest competitive figure skating team, open every day. Hess Ice Rink welcomes all ages to come and enjoy the excitement and sport of ice skating. Let Hess plan your next birthday party or occasion. Hess Ice Rink on Mitchell Road in Newcastle.
All the behind-the-scenes positions for today's TV broadcast from camera to director are held by Westminster College broadcast communications majors. Broadcast instruction from professionals in the field, plus extensive hands-on experience in both radio and television, can be found close to home. Be part of the action in the future. Learn more about broadcasting at Westminster College. For more information, contact the Westminster College admissions office.
Welcome back. Now we are joined by Coach Ondeko of the men's team. Thanks for being here with us.
Oh, well, thanks for doing this again. We enjoy doing it.
Okay, now this is a little opposite of the women's team. You guys have not won a game yet. Let's first talk about the tournament and where things went wrong there.
Well, things went wrong really starting in July when Stephen Bielik tore his ACL again. That's where things really went wrong. Then they went worse in September when Ryan Ricketts decided not to play. And then they went worse, a couple weeks later when Bobby Glass just wasn't really able to get healthy. So those are three guys we really figured would probably be starters for us. So that's where things really went wrong. And so when you look at the tournament, we had, we started a freshman. I think 4 of our first 5 guys off the bench were freshmen, and the tournament was set up for kind of the guys that weren't there. We brought in 3 real strong teams, and we really wanted to see where, Chauncey and Craig and David and, Ryan Murray and Ricketts and Bielik and Glass, where we kind of were as a team. So we brought in some nationally known teams, and most of the guys we brought them in to play against weren't there. So that's where the problems were. So when you look at that, and then the fact that we were able to play 2 very good teams very well, and lose by 3 points basically, in the last 10, 12 seconds of the game, it actually wasn't as negative as an 0-2 record would really look.
Right. Now, it's different with tournaments, as in you don't get to practice in between each game. So how do you kind of fix your game plan whenever you come off a loss?
Well, you just, especially in the beginning of the year, I really don't worry too much about the opponent. We just worry about what we were doing, and especially since we were so young. I just wanted to kind of improve on the night before with our young guys and, just get better. So, if a tournament more towards the middle of the year, you're a little more familiar with your team and you can kind of focus on the opponent a little more. But usually in our tip-off tournament, we just really worry about what can we do better from the first night to the second night to get better.
Now, you went to Pitt Bradford right before Thanksgiving break and didn't end up how you would like to there. Do you think that carried over into your game against Penn State Barron whenever you came back?
Well, all games carry over, good or bad. And that game was, our Pitt Bradford game was very bad. And it did carry over into our Barron game in that we got a lot better from it. So we took a lot of the negatives from that Bradford game, worked on them, and improved on them from the Barron game. Now you take a 3-point loss and say, well, how'd you improve and lose by 17 or 18 that we lost by? But we played a much better team. And the other thing is it wasn't, with about 7 or 8 minutes left, we were still only down about 8 points. So, each game carries into each other. It's just whether you improve or go backwards.
All right. Now, having not have those 3 players that you expected to be there, that aside, going into your games, do you see a continuing problem, or is it just something different every game?
No, it's just the big problem is this schedule wasn't set up for a bunch of young kids. This was set up for a bunch of veterans. We're going to play Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. And that was set up because I didn't think we'd need to be spending a whole lot of time in practice right now with, basically our top 7 or 8 kids being juniors and seniors. Mm-hmm. Now you get to it, and our top 7 or 8 kids are, there's only 3 seniors involved in that. So, it kind of turned around and bit us in the butt a little bit. But what we really need is to be playing and then having 3 or 4 practices, kind of like we have this week. But you can't control that, so we've just got to go play each game, and again, just kind of worry about what we're doing, and again, keep like the girls team, the vision on the fact that we need to play about 3 or 4 good weeks of basketball at the end of the year to get into the NCAA tournament, and that's really what we're looking for.
Okay. Now, since you are such a young team and you didn't expect that, how has your practices changed? What do you focus on now?
Well, it's just changed in the fact that, we spent all summer kind of preparing as a staff to play a certain way, and, we've had to spend a lot of time practicing things that we weren't really going to implement and things that our kids don't know. So, again, we thought we'd be kind of game planning, playing, and now we're just trying to, practice and get kids to learn new stuff and then playing, and that's not always a very good combination.
Right. Now, I've noticed through my years of being here that you've always brought in a big guy, like Dom, and then you had Jake, and then Steve. This year you don't really see a big guy. How do you get around that?
Well, we've got 2 kids that aren't, necessarily 6'7" or 6'8", but Kevin Mayberry is a very big and strong kid, and Andy Timko is also, and they're both about 6'4", so they're actually doing a great job for us. And again, if they're out there with Steven, it's a lot easier for them to do things. When they're out there without a 6'8" kid, it's a little harder, plus they're freshmen. So, you just got to kind of battle through it and see what you can do. But, it'd certainly be nice to have Steven out there with us.
Now, going into St. Vincent this Saturday, what do you need to focus on to come out with that win?
Well, again, just getting better as a team. I think we played a really good game out of Juniata. And again, we're trying to kind of regroup and do things a little differently. So, Craig played a great game the other night. So did Chauncey, and so did Ryan. And we just got to get our freshmen feeling more and more comfortable, and play better basketball. But that's really what we're focusing on. If I can end up in a win, then fine. But as long as we improve, I'm going to be happy. It's still very, very early in this season.
All right, well, good luck, and thanks for being here with us.
Thanks.
Right after this, we'll be back with Craig Hannon, so stay tuned.
Why do dogs chase cars? It's the tires. We love them. And Tire Express loves tires as much as I do. Plus, Tire Express is the kind of place you can comfortably send your grandmother. Tire Express is great, with dependable tires and everyday low prices and honest service. And Tire Express is as fast as me, Chico. They get you in and out in a hurry. That's why Matt's been in the tire business for over 25 years. That's 175 in dog years. Tire Express, often copied, never equaled. When it comes to tires, they're the top dog.
So you're a huge Western Pennsylvania football fan? Then NCNewsOnline.com is for you. Crunch is an award-winning internet site of the Newcastle News devoted to area high school football, where you'll get a daily fix of schedules, scores, rosters, highlights, opinion, and player profiles, plus video and photo galleries. Online at NCNewsOnline.com. It's football coverage as it happens, designed for you, the dedicated fan. Crunch online at NCNewsOnline.com.
Hi, welcome back. Right now we're joined with Craig Hannon of the men's team. Thanks for being here with us.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me. I enjoy it.
Okay, now we just talked to your coach about the beginning of your season. As a player, what goes through your mind coming off these losses?
That's the nice thing about playing basketball is you don't have to worry about 1 week like the NFL or college football where you play one game a week and you have a week to think about a loss or a couple losses. We're able to bounce back and just play Saturday. Our mindset's fine. We understand now with the automatic bid into the tournament that we really don't have to worry about playing really well. I mean, 0-5 is not a great start. We don't have to worry about playing really well. We can just win our pack and get in. But we realize we have to build some momentum before we start pack play next Wednesday against Grove City.
Right. Now, I know me being a player, whenever something goes really bad, I just think to myself, man, we suck. Now, has that ever come through your mind?
No, not at all. We're still supremely confident in what we've been trying to do. We realize we're a young team, and like Coach said earlier, we lost 3 of our better guys, Bobby Glass, Steve Bielik, and Ryan Ricketts. We're not making excuses for that, but at the same time, we've never sat there and said, man, we just stink. We realize there's a lot of talent on the floor. It's going to come together. Hopefully sooner than later, but we know it's going to come together for us, so that's never really crossed our mind.
Do you think it's more about getting the talent out there or just coming together as a team?
I think it's coming together as a team. I think that when you put like Coach said, 5, 6 freshmen in that we've never played with before, and there's such an age difference between 18 and 22 years old. You know, I've been there for 4 years. These guys are just getting there. I think we need to get used to playing with each other, get used to knowing where each other's going to be, and I think that will come with playing games and practicing together.
Right. Now, where do you think most of your losses are resulting from specifically?
I think a couple bad stretches here and there. I know against Juniata we were down 2 points, and they went on a 10-0 run, put it to 12, and we couldn't get over that hump. I think Barron, we came out and cut it to 8 at one point, and then we went on another bad stretch. I think we've had a lot of bad stretches of basketball that haven't worked out in our favor. I think that has to deal with a lot of guys still playing new roles and guys getting in that have never played college basketball before. But I just think if we can cut down on those stretches, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Now, you guys are used to scoring a lot of points, and there are a couple games where you didn't score, you know, your usual amount of points. Why is that happening, do you think?
We're still trying to figure that one out. I think, again, I know I'm going to sound repetitive, but I think a lot of it has to deal with just the fact that we're not used to playing with each other. It's a newer offense, even for me. We're trying to stay spread and get some things to the hoop instead of shooting as many threes. But I think our shooting will come, and I think our points will come. What's nice knowing is our defense has stepped up and played well. I mean, we've only scored 65, 70 points in some games, and we've been right in the games. Right. So knowing that our defense can hold up for a little longer than usual is nice to know, because we know our offense is going to score. That's not a problem. Right.
So whenever you go into practice, is the main focus on defense, or is it you guys scoring?
We kind of balance it out. Early in the year it was all defense, because we thought we were going to be able to score a little more, so we mainly focused on our defense. But recently we've kind of tried to get more things on offense, newer sets, newer designs. It's a balance of the two, because we do realize that in order to win the PAC championship, we're going to have to sit down and play defense. We know the offense will eventually come, but now it's more offensive minded.
Right. Now, we've been talking kind of negatively. Now let's switch it over positively. What do you think your team has as an advantage over everybody else?
I think talent-wise, there's no one in our league that's as good as us. I mean, if you look at teams such as Grove City, Bethany, and tell them to take their top 3 guy, one of their top 3 guys off the team, they'd be struggling. Now, you might say 0-5 struggling, but we've had a tough non-conference schedule. We're not playing teams that are just automatic wins. So I think that I think our talent level is still really high. I think we have good freshmen. I think that guys like Ryan Murray and Chauncey are going to be able to step up, and we know we have the talent to beat people. We just have to put it all together into one.
Now, whenever you talk about talent, be a little bit more specific. Is that talent as in being able to see the court, or shooting, or ball handling?
I think it more has to deal with just being able to put the ball in the hoop. And we know we have guys that are able to put the ball in the basket, and that's been our problem so far. I mean, I know Chauncey Whitlow can score. So does Coach. We know Ryan Murray can score. That's not a problem. We know those guys. We know David Richards is faster than anyone on the court. We're just trying to calm down, put it all in the one, and put it all together, which is something we haven't been able to do. But I know talent-wise, putting the ball in the hoop and doing things around the rim is not going to be hard for us.
Right. Now, you're definitely a positive player just by talking to you, and you're a senior, and you are definitely a leader on the team. What are your goals going into this final season?
You know what? My main goal after playing at John Carroll last year in that NCAA tournament is just to get back there. I've been saying that since we ended the John Carroll game, is if we can get back there, then it's been a successful season. I mean, obviously we're not going to play John Carroll again, but if we can just get back to the tournament, a PAC championship would be great. I haven't won one in my 4 years here. Chauncey, Jake, and I always talked about that. That'd be great for us to win that, go on to the NCAA tournament, maybe get a first-round upset. I mean, we were so close last year, and just a taste of victory there last year would have been great, but hopefully we can get it done this year.
All right, now it's the rapid-fire questions. They're a little bit different than Gina, so don't expect that you think you know
That's
them.
Fine.
All right, most arrogant.
Oh, God, we don't have any arrogant guys. I don't know. We really aren't that arrogant. Maybe Max Spinner thinks he's a model, so maybe him.
All right, funnest to be around.
Probably Ryan Murray. He's just a constant one-punch liner.
Most clueless.
Probably Ryan Murray.
And best dance moves.
Oh, the Irish kid, Peter McNichol, without a question. He is absolutely the best dancer on the team without even a question.
Excellent. Okay, well, thanks for being here with us. Actually, next week you're going to be able to see Craig Hannon, because he will be the host, because I have prior things I have to do. But thanks for watching, and you'll be here next week with Craig Hannon.
Convicted, should she go to jail? Let us know what you think. CNN.com/ShowBizTonight. If you have more to say, well, we want to hear from you on our email, which is showbiztonight@CNN.com.
That Tom Cruise pot story AJ mentioned really is something else. And I am in no way implying that Tom Cruise is going to pot, either physically or literally. But listen to this. There are people who are smoking ganja that has Tom's name attached to it. Something smells funny here, if you know what I mean. That's next. And so is this.
Obama.
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 Mama.
Oh, baby, Obama. Hey, I know the presidential race between Barack and Hillary has a lot of people all riled up, but babies too? Come on, see and hear for yourself coming up. And, can we put the next video up? Wait, hold on just a second. Those guys look like, could it be? Yes, the new kids on the block. What the heck are they still doing around? Hey, what's old is new again when showbiz...